Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Currently, there are thousands of British patriots all lining the streets of London at the moment, chanting "Free Tommy Robinson." As we know, Tommy Robinson is a hero to many people in the UK, namely for doing many things, warning people about the grooming gangs, and not just that, but actually warning people about the religion of Islam taking over the UK. Not just that, mass immigration problems, crime rates, you name it. People in the UK love Tommy Robinson, but he's been pillared and attacked for no reason whatsoever by people like Piers Morgan, Keir Starmer, Nigel Farage as well. And the people have had enough. And at the moment, you can see thousands of people lining the streets of the UK in London at the moment, and they are chanting and protesting the really horrific nature that Tommy Robinson is spending 18 months in solitary confinement, no less. Solitary confinement for 18 months, people. For what's his crime? The press will say, or the mainstream media will say, it's contempt of court. But we know much better than that, don't we? We know that it was a trumped up charge. We know that it was from a Labor prosecution individual or a Labor judge that handed down the sentence after they told Tommy not to release a documentary, which apparently I've heard Piers Morgan say, oh, it slanders the name of a refugee boy, Syrian refugee, I believe it is, which is a downright and utter lie. We all know that the Syrian refugee boy was a menace to society. People knew that. Tommy did not slander, do anything wrong. He exposed the truth. And you know what happens when you expose the truth? You end up in a world of hurt, unfortunately. That's what Tommy Robinson is under, a world of hurt at the moment, being in solitary confinement. Now, before we get onto the protests, which have unfortunately left 5 people arrested, which is, again, insane. If they are committing violence, then yes, they should be arrested. But the police are just going after these people because they seem to think that they're right-wing lunatics. But so I made a story yesterday about a man that was killed, a Christian man who was murdered by 5 Muslim men. Why? Because this man, Salwan Monica, many people know who he is. And by the way, thousands of people have done the exact same thing that Salwan has done, and that being burn a Quran in front of Muslims, or even just they've videoed themselves burning the Quran and posting it to social media in full solidarity and support for Salwan Monica. And they know what's going to happen by burning the Quran. We know that if you burn that book, you could end up in a world of hurt, because Muslims, they follow, they know all this stuff. They see it as being outrageous, and they will retaliate. There's no doubt in my mind that that's going to happen. And people like that are burning the Qurans, they know that it's going to happen. They're just waiting for it to happen, but they don't care, because Salwan was courageous. Salwan was a Christian man exposing the truth about Islam, the extremism of Islam, I guess you could say, and the violence that comes from Islam. Salwan was exposing that. And what happened? He wasn't granted asylum in the US. He wasn't granted asylum anywhere else. And essentially he ended up losing his life because he spoke the truth. And yes, I know that burning the Quran is a pretty big deal to do, and it carries consequences, even though it shouldn't carry consequences, I should say. But anyway, and the 5 men that are suspected of having shot Salwan to death have all been released. So if you weren't already outraged at the fact that Salwan was killed for no reason whatsoever, in my opinion, an innocent man, but according to authorities, they say that he was irritating the Muslims. So would this be the same kind of charge if, let's say, Muslims were irritating Christians? No. You know why? Because Christians are peaceful. Muslims, on the other hand, the West are afraid of Muslims. Now, how does this story relate to Tommy Robinson? Well, Salwan, being a Christian man, warn people about Islam, which is what Tommy Robinson has also done. What's happened to Tommy Robinson? Anyone that seemingly speaks out over in Europe, you speak out negatively about Islam, you end up in a world of hurt. But then the Muslim people that commit the actual crime, they get let off because the West are too afraid of the blowback. They're too afraid of this term known as Islamophobia. They're too afraid of all that. And the people of the UK today took to the streets and they're protesting not only the mass immigration problem at the moment, the economy's in the toilet. Keir Starmer is just a slimy, corrupt individual, but they want Tommy Robinson to be freed. There's no reason that he should be in solitary confinement, no less prison. So thousands have shut down London as protesters chant free Tommy. Even Elon Musk shared this and was all for the protest. He's going, righto, like bingo, like these people are taking back their country because it's enough is enough, right? Enough of this lackadaisical attitude towards really violent individuals. Like America at the moment is going after all of the illegal immigrants that happen to be criminals first. Get rid of them. You have a safer country. You have a safer society. But in the UK at the moment, they've got a significant people problem. They decide that they want to carry out acts of violence. And I don't know if you guys saw this either, but the actor, Idris Elba, I think his name is, decided to go on BBC and say that it's the knife that does the killing, ladies and gentlemen. So not the person wielding the knife, it's the knife. So if we just ban knives, then the knife crimes would stop. No, you know what would happen then? It wouldn't be knife crimes then. They'd find some other instrument to do whatever they want to carry out. You can't blame the instrument. You got to blame the person wielding the instrument. And you got to like deal with that problem first, right? So 5 people have been arrested so far that I saw. And the protest organized under the name Stop the Isolation or Unite the Kingdom. I love that. Unite the Kingdom. In support of Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, formed in Sandell Street and Cornwall Road near Waterloo Station from noon on Saturday, February 1st. Organizers estimated some 20,000 people have joined. Here are some of the videos that you guys may be interested in seeing. So here's one. You have Lawrence Fox sharing it, saying, free Tommy Robinson. You have so many people in the crowd, man, waving British flags, not one pro-Palestinian flag in sight. All British flags, all unified in support of one man, that man being Tommy Robinson. Here's another one. The numbers are continuing to grow. You have lots of British patriots. You have the police obviously in full presence there to make sure that nothing really goes crazy. Now, I don't know about the 5 people that have been arrested currently. I don't know what they did or why they were arrested, but hopefully they're let off because, to be honest with you, if you let actual killers off because they claim to be Muslims, why not let off British patriots that have done nothing wrong? It makes no sense to me at all. Like this 2-tier justice system, it just shows that the UK is just done. And if the UK citizens don't do something to, fix the major issue, it's going to continue to be done. Like it's absurd. Anyway, I'm glad that the UK, they're standing up and they're protesting the way they're protesting. That's good. I enjoy seeing it. But you guys take care. You be blessed. And I'll see you all in the next video.